To if there's anyone that you need to invite for this meeting, we just have like 2 minutes before I step on the heat right now, before I step up the heat like right away. So if there's anybody you need to invite for this meeting, if you need to share this link on your WhatsApp status, you just have 1 minute to do that. Let's do that quickly. Just invite as many people as you can. Just share the link on your WhatsApp group, or WhatsApp status, sorry, and let's just get started. Like, there's a whole lot there's a lot that I want to share with us this evening. Like, man, a whole lot. So it's going to really be very, very amazing. Okay, it's really going to be awesome. So quickly, let me just sample our expectations tonight. If you are excited to be in this meeting, drop a fire emoji on the chat. Let me know that you're excited to be here. Drop a fire emoji on the chat. Let me be sure that we are ready for tonight's downpour. It's going to be mind-blowing. I am very much hopeful that the things I'll be sharing with you will really be life-changing. These are things that have personally changed my life, and I believe that it can change the life of anybody, or it can actually improve your life. Okay, either ways, you would actually leave here knowing much more better than you already know before coming here. So it's going to be really, 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 really fun. Okay, so let's drop some fire emoji on the chat, and make sure you've shared this link on your status or wherever you think people would love to join a meeting just like this one. Okay, so thank you all for coming. Thank you all for coming. I'm really, really happy to see everyone tonight. It's going to be amazing. Now, one of the major reasons why I decided to hold a meeting like this, because this was not actually what I planned. I planned that this last meeting of the year, I'll actually invite my friend to talk about business. But however, I thought about, we're about to step into a new year, and there are a lot of years that many of us have entered in the past making a lot of mistakes, and the best way that I could help out to try to correct these kinds of mistakes is to hold a meeting just like this one, where I'll actually teach you some things to actually avoid before the end of the year, and some things that you actually you need to start doing. I always say that how you end the year is much more important than how you actually start the new year. A lot of people, once it's January 1st, January period, you just start hearing the cliche, new year, new me. Things have changed. The old me is not the new me now. Those kind of things. New year resolution, the things I need to start doing, blah 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 blah. But the truth is, you're already starting those things late. In the new year, you already started it late. Okay, trust me, you already started it late. Now, the way you end the year is much more important. Let me tell you why that is necessary. It is at the end of the year that you get the greatest opportunity to actually do your best evaluation of your life in general, because at the end of the year, everything is shutting down. People people are going for work break, schools are closing, it's holiday period. A lot of people are on the in the house relaxing and all of that. So it is actually the best time to actually just start reflecting on your year and start planning for the next year. Second reason why is the best time to actually do things better. Now, at the end of the year is a period where a whole lot of people make the worst of mistakes. You understand? December period like this is a period where a lot of people make like the greatest mistakes of your life. This is a period where people make the worst mistakes in terms of their finances. They start borrowing money to impress people who are not even looking at them. You understand? A lot of people start borrowing money to impress their girlfriends. A lot of people, this is a period where a lot of people get pregnancies that shouldn't have any business to be in their body. This is a period where a lot of sexually transmitted diseases are spread. So this is actually the best time to actually be much more cautious than how you actually starting the year. And to even be very sincere with you, end of the year and the beginning of the year is man-made. It's actually man-made. At the beginning of the year, the sun doesn't become brighter. The moon doesn't become brighter. It is the same darkness, darkness when it's night, and day and light when it's daytime. That is the same thing that happens over and over again. So the new year doesn't actually, it's actually man-made thing. It's I hope it's human beings that started this chronology of counting days. Okay, today is March 2nd, March 3rd, February 1st, April 22nd. It's human beings actually invented that. It wasn't there in creation. What God created was just light and darkness, and what he created has been the same ever since. You understand? It is human beings that actually found a way to actually divide these things so that we can number our days. Okay, so this is not that the fact that we have moved into a new year, nothing changes. Trust me, nothing will change unless you make plans to actually change some things. I know you must have heard it again and again. If nothing is changing in your life, it is because you are not changing. If your situation, if the way you entered this year is the same way you are entering it, it's not because anything is wrong with the world. Everything is wrong with you because you have refused to change. If you would change, things around you would change. If nothing is changing inside of you, nothing will change around you, whether you like it or not. This is not I'm not trying to mince words here. This is like this is life for you. This is totally life for you. In fact, I was sharing with my wife earlier today. I have two major channels I use on YouTube, but for a very long while I just left one of them and just focused on one of them, and in a space of 2 weeks the other one has actually overtook the other one in terms of subscribers and all of that. Why? Because the other one, I was giving the one that was growing much more attention than I was giving the other one. And guess what? The one that is not growing right now is actually much more older than this new one that I'm actually working on. So trust me, let me tell you, until you decide to consciously engage to grow a particular area of your life, it will just be that way. Nothing grows by age. You only get old when you with the passage of time. Okay. Maturity doesn't come with the passage of time. Responsibility doesn't come with the passage of time. These are things you have to consciously take responsibility of. Okay, so the 15 things I'll be sharing with you are really, really amazing value. Okay, if you're already getting value with the things I've shared this night, drop some fire emoji on the chat. Let me know that you're following me. Let me know that we are together on this before I run off with these things. I have 15 things to share, and like I always promise, I don't want us to spend more than an hour here. This is already 7:54, so I'm hoping that by 8:45 we'll be rounding up this call, and I'll take questions so that we can round up latest 9 p.m. Fantastic. I can see some fire emoji on the chat. Wonderful. So let's get going. Number one, what is the first thing that you need to do? Now, everything I'll be sharing with you, these 15 things I was sharing with you, some of them are basically, in fact, they are divided into three. Number one, self-development. Number two, spirituality. And number three, finances. These are the 15 things I'll be sharing with you. You can divide them under these three categories: your spirituality, your personal development, and your finances. Okay, so it's actually random here, but each one of them I'll mention falls into one of this category, because this is the areas of your life that you need to pay attention to. These are the areas of your life that actually control your life. Your spirituality, whether you like it or not. What you believe shapes your life. The way you believe shapes your life. The way your family, your background, wherever you're coming from, believe shapes your life. Your personal development is what determines your self-worth, determines how people value you. How much you've been able to develop yourself determines how much people, the worth that people actually put on you. If people are not respecting you, not giving you the kind of respect that you feel you desire, it is not because they don't know what they're doing. It's simply because you've not lived your life in such a way that deserves that kind of, that worth of respect, or that worth of value that you are hoping that people will actually place on you. You understand? So life is like the physicist, I think it was it this guy, what was his name again, that said that for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. Okay, people react to you based on what they are seeing you do. You understand? Now somebody one time, I think this happened like 2 years ago or so, one particular lady came on I think it was on Instagram. She was complaining that the guy that's coming to her DM is always asking her for sex, always asking her for asking her out, trying to meet her in hotel rooms and all of that. And I can remember I can't remember how this story, but I was talking to somebody. I was like, how many people go to somebody like Chimamanda Adichie's Instagram, page to ask her to come to a hotel room for sex or something like that? You understand? Nobody does that kind of thing because the kind of is the kind of energy that you're giving out that tells people how to actually treat you. The truth is, it is us that teach people how to treat us, whether you're doing it unconsciously or unconsciously. If people are not attaching some form of respect to you, don't mind them. It's not their thing. They are just reacting to what you're giving out. They are reacting to the kind of energy that you're giving out. Okay, so that's for self-development. Then number 3, your finances. Like it or not, man, Bible officially recognized money as a god. Bible said that you cannot serve God and mammon at the same time. What is mammon? Money, wealth, things like that, right? Bible officially recognized God at one side here and money one side here. If for any reason you decide not to take that part of your life serious, a lot of things will go wrong, whether you like it or not. These are not things that you should, it's not even up for debate. You understand? A lot of things might be missing in your life if you don't handle your finances. One of my friends, talking to me sometime, I think it was a year or 2 years ago, told me that anointing without finance is annoyance. He's a minister of the gospel, so he was trying to relate to me how it's a little bit challenging, to raise money to do the ministry, the work of God, and all of that. So it was like anointing without finance is annoyance. so and that's just the truth, man. You shouldn't joke with anything finance aspect of your life. I wish I had more time to actually go into this, because this is actually a very big challenge, especially among the Christian folk. They don't know how serious it is to actually work for money. They don't know how serious it is that a Christian should have money. You don't know how serious it is yet. A lot of people don't know. So let's quickly jump into this 15 things. I've already spent like 5 minutes. I've never jumped in. My god. So number 1, develop a vision board. That's the first thing that you need to do. Develop a vision board. Let me tell you what a vision board is. Should I show my vision board? No, I will not show my vision board. But a vision board is simply I call it a written challenge for your past and your present. What a vision board does is it shows you what is possible for you. It shows you the real what the things that you would love to do, and the things that are possible for you. Now let me give you my own testimony of using vision boards. Now I've not actually been a really big fan of vision boards till about 2 years ago. Okay, when I heard somebody share something along that line, I was like, well, I should get my own vision board. Now at the time I was staying in Benue State. I was staying in Makurdi, and I was planning to get married, move to Abuja and settle down in Abuja, because a long time I've always wanted to settle down in Abuja finally. But however, this was me. I was staying in a 1-room apartment as at then, 1 room and 1 room and parlor, and it was quite a very big in terms of space, but of course I wanted more. So I had a vision board then, where I put up a particular picture of the kind of house I wanted. I wanted to move into a bungalow, three fully detached bedroom bungalow. And as at the time when I put up that vision of my board, I hadn't even gone to Abuja to actually know the price of what it takes to actually rent a place, the kind of place I wanted to stay. So by the time I now went, after putting that picture on my vision board, by the time I went to, came down to Abuja, to ask around, how much does it take to rent this kind of place, and the kind of, because I wanted like a really good estate. I didn't just want to go and live anywhere. Okay, so by the time I found out the price, It was the only reason why I wasn't discouraged was that I've already put that thing on my vision board. Because by the time I came down, I found the real price. If you know what rent is here in Abuja, if you know what rent is here, you can buy you like a very good plot of land. You can buy like a very good 1,000 square meter plot of land somewhere, maybe in Enugu or wherever. You understand? So, the time I found out the price, I just had to go back to my vision board. I asked myself questions like, are you really sure you can do this? That's the first question. And by the time I assessed every other thing I had on the vision board that during the year had already come to pass, it was much more encouraging for me. It was much more encouraging for me because I saw that some other things from other smaller things I had put there had actually come to pass. God has actually found a way to actually make those things come to pass for me. And because of on the strength of those other things that worked for me, I knew that this other one would work. And the way I actually found this current place I'm actually staying now was really supernatural. Even if I tell you the story, you will just know it's supernatural. It's a totally new building, like totally new, in a location that I really, really love so much. Like everything, you will just know that it wasn't just coincidence. You understand? So when you put up a vision board for yourself, number one, you're challenging yourself. Okay, you're challenging yourself to know to make the possibilities that are available to you to actually come out. You understand? Because see, let me tell you, nothing grows in your comfort zone. That's just the truth. And if you don't know how to stretch your mind, if you don't know how to stretch your mind into those kind of into places where you would want to be in the future, because the mind is a very amazing organ of the. It's a very amazing structure. I won't call it. It's not an organ. The mind is not an organ. Now, the mind is in fact, is one of the most amazing, components of the human, components of humanity as a whole. You understand? Now, for instance, wherever you are sitting now, if I say, imagine yourself in front of the London Bridge. Okay, let me just use the very one that every one of us. Okay, imagine yourself in front of the White House. Now, White House. If I say White House, United States White House. Now, in split seconds, every one of us now, we are standing in front of the White House. Is that correct? Every one of us now, in split seconds, all of us are in the White House. That's the power of the mind. It gives you the ability to live in a future that is possible for you, even without being there. And let me tell you the truth, the brain doesn't even know which one is true or not. It's possible to deceive your brain. It is possible to rewire your brain to see the possibilities it can attain. You understand? And that is what a vision board does for you. It has the ability to rewire your mind, rewire your brain to see things that are possible for you. You understand? So if you don't have a vision board, go get a vision board for yourself. Okay? Go and get a vision board for yourself. What I do is, if I want, let's say, as in a car, I'm hoping that I'll buy before February, latest March. It's already on my vision board. It is already on my vision board. What I do is every morning, and the new project I'm working on, the house is actually the one I'm building, the one I hope to build. All these things are on my vision board currently. What I do is every morning after my prayers, I go to my vision board, lay hands on my vision board, just speak words of faith. Imagine myself driving that car, imagine myself living in that house, imagine myself making the kind of impact that I hope to make. Because on my vision board there is this picture I got on the internet where it's a large crowd of people, with somebody speaking in front of it, speaking to them. And these are things I actually hope to do. Okay, not just for my business, but here in Icarus, I look forward to hold like really massive programs, going for like physical events, not just online events. So I have a picture of a man speaking to a large crowd. I just cut out a piece of paper, covered the man's face, and every time I stand in front of my vision board, I just imagine that I'm the one speaking to these people. It's a mixed crowd of both white people and black people. So every day it becomes much more easier for me to imagine. Now, before I moved to the realm of when I started counting like thousands of dollars, I cut out a picture of $100,000. That's just the picture. Maybe I'll just pick it on my vision board and show you guys briefly. I don't know, should I do that? Okay, just give me 30 seconds. Let me just pin it out from my vision board and show you what the picture looks like. It might help somebody here. Just 1 minute. If you're following, please put on the chat. Let me be sure you're following. If you're following, just put on the chat. Let me know that you're following. 1 minute. Fantastic. So everyone is full. Can everyone see me? Somebody is raising your hand. Please, no questions for now. No questions for now. Okay, so this is what the picture looks like. Can we see this? Can everyone see this? This is I got this picture off from the internet. I printed it and put it on my. Can everyone see this? If you can see this, say seen. Let me know you've seen it. If I get like 5 people that have seen it, I'll just move ahead. I just want to show you the kind of things that are on my vision board. So every single morning I wake up, I look at this. This is $100,000. And okay, so I can see it. Okay, wonderful. So every single morning, this is even before I even started imagining that I can even start managing money like this. You understand? Before I even found, way before, God just has a lot of way of doing things. Way before I even started, like clients who had like big money for me to actually manage for them. I'm talking like $100,000, $150,000, $200,000. That was when I actually put up this. As you can see, the date here. The date here is 30th of July 2022. That was the date I actually put up this. That was the day I was hoping that this would actually come true. Not the day I put this up, 30th of July 2022. But I put this up as a ending of 2021, entering 2022. That was when I actually put this on my vision board, and it has been there ever since. And that was when clients that actually had like the kind of money I wanted to start managing started giving their portfolio to actually manage. You understand? As of last year, although I'm not big now into account management now, because I want to actually focus more on some other areas of life currently. You understand? And it takes a lot of pressure, trust me, to manage portfolio like that. But as of beginning of this year, middle of the year, and towards entering the third quarter of the year, I was managing over $350,000 of client funds. Okay, so these things work, man. These things work. These things work. You can't dispute it. So get a vision board for yourself, guys. Get a vision board. Number 2, let's get going. Number 2, have a list of books that you must read in 2023. Have a list of books that you must read in 2023. Now, I have books that I bought this year, some that I haven't even finished reading, because these days, as we're speaking here, I have like 3 books in front of me. I have like 3 books. Okay, this one is my Bible, then these 3 books. Let me tell you the truth. If you're not taking any effort to grow what you have inside your head here, nothing will grow in your life. Nothing, absolutely nothing. Trust me, nothing. Let me tell you one thing books did for me, and what I know it has done to every other person that reads books. I began reading books as early as when I was 18, because I got born again when I was 18. And prior to 18, my life was, you don't want to talk about it. I lived a very, very rough life. Some of you here actually know I was actually expelled from school. That was the extent of rough, I mean. You understand? I was expelled from secondary school. So that was the extent of how, on the other side I was. You understand? Before I actually gave my life to Christ at 18. Then, that was when I started reading books, because I was worshiping in Winners Chapel at the time. So, Bishop would always encourage us to read books. I used to tell people that there are 2 greatest things that happened to me in this life. Number 1 was I got saved quite early, which is 18. Number 2 was that I met Bishop David Oyedepo. Those are the two most life-changing experiences in my entire life. So he encouraged us to read books. I consciously started building a library at 18. I started buying books. Anytime, I get my pocket money, I just go to bookstores, buy a lot of books. I told you guys on my status one time humorously that when I wanted to review my book, because when I moved to Abuja, I didn't move with my books because they were much. I couldn't put all of them together. By the time I sent somebody to pack all my books, do a review for me down to Abuja here, the weight was 70 kg. No, it wasn't 70, it was 80 kg. The weight was 80 kg. The weight of my books, 80 kg, was 3 full Ghana must go of books. So what books did for me, number 1, is it began to make me see possibilities. Father, I think that's the most amazing thing that books can do for you. It begins to open your mind to the fact that these people that are doing great things, there's nothing special about them. You understand? There's really nothing. See, I've been close to great people, to be sincere with you. And if you want to look at it in terms of just judging by what they do on a day-to-day, the way they relate to people, these are like normal human beings like you and I. Like every single person you admire, when you meet them in person, if you're not somebody who understands value, you might just tend to just not respect them because they are just like you. Some of them talk just like you, they behave just like you, they make fun just like you, they laugh just like you. There's just nothing. And the only way to see those parts of their life is by reading their books. When I began to read books of people like Sam Adeyemi, these are people that were like my icon at the time. I was at 18, 19, 20. Sam Adeyemi was like the God I had in my mind, because I just love the simplicity, the excellence of delivery. I just loved everything about him. And when I now began to read his book, I finally found out that the only thing that makes this man special is just his mindset. It's just the way he thinks. You understand? And you find out that every great man is actually just the way they think, the way they've wired their mind to think over their years. That's the only thing actually making them very special. Nothing else. Pastor Sam Adeyemi told a story one time that he wanted to actually meet Bishop David Oyedepo. So he went to his office, to meet him, met at times. He couldn't see him. He went like 3 times on 3 different occasions. He went to the office to see Bishop David Oyedepo. He couldn't just see him. Then he now went back home. So he said he wasn't even going to go again. Then he now was praying. This was when like Sam Adeyemi wasn't even known. Nobody knew about Sam Adeyemi. Nobody knew anything about him. So God, when he was now praying, was like, God, you told me to go and meet this man, and I'm trying to meet him. I've not been able to meet him over this how many months now. I've been making attempts to meet one man. I mean, who does he think he is? He said God told him that where this man is a product of what he knows. If you can find out what this man knows, you can command the kind of result that he's commanding. He said that was it for him. He just went home, gathered all the books of Bishop David Oyedepo that he could get, just started reading, started thinking like him, started thinking like him. He said after I think it was about a year, after 2 years, when I think he came around for a program there at Canaan Land, when Canaan Land was just newly built or something like that. He came around Canaan Land, and Bishop now cited him. I mean, it was even Bishop that now called him. Bishop called him, was like, my son Sam, come. Bishop now told him, Bishop told him that I have been looking for a way to see you. Ladies and gentlemen, grow. Make attempts to grow. If you don't have a list of the books you're going to read in 2023, you're already entering in wrongly. I'm telling you, have a list of the books that you're hoping to read in 2023. It will save you from a lot of mess, a whole lot of mistakes that you make. If you see, there are some levels of success that are not achievements, they are attractions. In fact, every kind of big success you're hoping to achieve out there is attracted. You just grow into it. You grow into that level of success. It is not an achievement. It's a product of your growth. You understand? Let me leave it there. I'm already taking too much time for Jesus. We are number 2 and we have 15 to go. My God. And we just have 30 minutes. Number 3, have a list of people that you must follow closely in 2023. Let me tell you this. success has a reference. If we can't reference you to somebody, your success is hanging on limbo. If we can't reference you to somebody, if we can't see you and see what you are doing, a bigger version of it in somebody else, whatever you're doing is we just can't reference your success. You understand? If you hope to do anything great in 2023, have a list of people who are already doing what you're doing on a bigger scale. You understand? Somebody said come again. What do you mean by come again? Did I say something you want to hear again? Or please be clear with your question here. Okay, please repeat number 3. Okay, number 3 is have a list of people that you must follow in 2023. Have a list of people you must follow. Let's assume that you're a baker. Okay, find out the top 5 bakers in Nigeria that you are going to follow in 20. If you've not done it, do it. If you are, let's say you're a tailor, you're a designer, find the top 5 designers. Top 5 designers, number 1 in Nigeria, top 5 in Africa, top 5 in the whole world that you will follow, because success is a matter of following principles. Okay, if I can practice, if I can do what you are doing, I can get the results you are getting. It's just that simple. One of my friends was sharing on his YouTube channel. He has about 300,000 or 400,000 subscribers on YouTube. So he was sharing about some of his secret to success, and he said success is really simple. Okay, he said that since 2018 that he started his channel, that he has been posting 2 videos every single day since 2018. Do you know the kind of discipline it takes to do that? Do you know every single day for the past close to 1 month, and every single day I put up a video on YouTube, and I can tell you, if you know what it takes to create content, like really good content to post online, so you just need to see, success just has principles. Okay, so find people that you follow, find people that you model. Whatever they did, you will just get the results that they get. Okay, that's it for number 3. Now number 4 is a little bit weird. If I say it now, you find out that it's actually weird, but somehow I just feel in my spirit that I should add it here. Okay, number 4 is this: find a skill that is unrelated to what you are doing currently and develop it. Now let me say that again. Number 4, find a skill that is totally unrelated to what you are doing currently and start developing it. Now, one of the reasons why I decided to start sharing some content on YouTube, aside the fact that it helps publicity, it helps push the face of the company forward and all of that, there's a lot of factors that contributed. Okay, finally I decided, okay, let me just start creating content on YouTube. But one of the reasons why I decided that I was going to do that is because I found out that I could speak. If you put me in front of a crowd, no matter how big the crowd is, highest it might take like 5 minutes, I can become comfortable. Like the stage fright thing just expire. Highest 5 minutes. In 5 minutes I'll be fine, I'll be confident, I'll speak, deliver confidently. But put me in front of the camera, my thoughts will just evaporate. So I now found out that that speaking in front of camera is totally different from speaking in front of crowd. That was when I told myself that no, this is a skill I must develop. This is a skill I must consciously work on. And I began to compare some of the videos I made when I started the channel and the current videos I'm making now. I just know that there's improvement over the span of videos I've actually made. You understand? So as much as possible, just find a skill. Okay, say this is just me. I'm telling you, I don't just know why that's the case. Okay, I can speak confidently in front of a crowd, but just in front of a camera, even if it's just me and the camera, like alone in the room, all my thoughts just evaporate. So I just told myself that, okay, you need to work on this thing. This shouldn't be happening to you. Okay, because whether I like it or not, the world is going virtual. Some of you that only your skills is just maybe you have a physical office where maybe you're selling shoes and bags and all of that. If you don't know how to sell online, in the next 5 years, you just find out that your business will go into extinction. So this is a skill. If you don't have any skill unrelated, I'm giving you an idea now. Develop your camera confidence. It's called camera confidence. Develop it. Okay, it's something I'm personally developing. I think you should develop that too. Number five, find specific desired highlights of your year. What I mean by let me say that again. First of all, find, or let me put it this way: write specific desired highlights of the year 2023 for you. Like, what I mean by that is, have a quiet time when you sit down and tell yourself what would happen in 2023 that can make it like the most fulfilling year. Like, what will happen to you in 2023 that you will look back in December of 2023 and say that 2023 was a good year. Let me tell you why that will help you. For instance, entering the year 2022, for me, my plans, I had 4 major desires entering the year, and these were 4 of the desires that I like, that would be a satisfying 2022 for me. One was moving to Abuja. That was my first plan. Moving to Abuja. That was the first highlight, that in 2022 I would have fully moved to Abuja, settled down fully. Number 2 was that I was going to marry in 2022. That by the end of 2022 I'll be fully married, happily married, settled down with my wife. Number 3, I will have an office space in Abuja. That I will fully have an office space that's fully rented, all the gadgets needed, everything needed. That would be the highlight. And number 4, that I was going to start my building project, because I purchased a land already even before I actually moved to Abuja. Funny enough, I've already purchased some real estate here and there. So before I even moved to Abuja, I already had a land here, but I've already started developing it before, they just came, their what's it called, estate management and all of that. I started talking about the development plan, blah blah blah, because it was a new estate. So I did plan that during 2020 I was going to start that project, start the house, and at least, even if I don't finish it, at least let me roof. You understand? So those were my 4 major goals. Like, that was the highlight of the year 2022 for me. So, and trust me, a lot of things happened this year. A lot of things happened this year. But guess what? Those 4 basic highlights of the year for me, all of them came to pass. In fact, it was much more better than I planned, because where I actually planned, I wanted to start building. I don't know why I'm sharing all this information with you guys, but maybe I'll just cut it off when I want to share it on YouTube. Okay, but where I actually wanted to start building was it was even a smaller project than what I'm actually doing now. Okay, I'm doing like a very much more bigger project. Okay, so those plans were like the highlight. That was going to be like the highlight, the most satisfying part of 2023 for me. Okay, and all those things actually came to pass for me. Okay, so what would be your highlight? What would be like the most satisfying activity that you do in 2023 that would make you feel fulfilled despite whatever happened? Because this year I went through shaggy. This year this year was like, of course, every year it shouldn't get easier. It should actually get harder. When I mean get harder, in terms of effort, because a lot of people have a misconception of, by the time you get to the top, you now balance at the top, you just start doing a nyanga at the top. Sorry for you. Let me tell you the truth. It's harder to remain at the top than it is to actually get to the top. It's actually harder to remain, to keep doing things to keep you at the top, than it is to actually do things to get you at the top. So I don't expect like things will actually get harder in terms of maybe I'll start living a softer life, wake up in the morning, sleep throughout the day. That's not true. Okay, I imagine as the time progresses, by the time I fully dive into real estate, which is what I'm hoping to do, in a very short while, Of course, I'll have maybe probably have another office that is separate from what I already have now. So I'll be transiting between two or three offices during the day. I'll have more staff to manage and all of that. Of course, it will get harder. Okay, but the good news is that I'm getting tougher on the inside. So even though it's getting harder on the outside, I won't be feeling it. Okay, because my mindset is already calloused enough to know that this is the level of excellence I desire, and this is the level of work that requires to maintain that kind of standard. Okay, so notice. So number six in 2023, determined to be unique. Determined to be unique in 2023. The world does not celebrate photocopies. The reason why, let me tell you the truth, the reason why Ronaldo and Messi are celebrated around the world today is because they are unique in their own way. To be sincere with you, I hope you know that there are players that play just like Ronaldo. They score like him, they pass like him, they dribble like him, but because as far as history is concerned, he's like the only one currently who started playing that way with that level of excellence, kind of. So the world recognized that any other person doing like him, they just compare, okay, he's playing like Ronaldo. Because as far as the world is concerned, this is the only person that we know has this unique set of abilities. You understand what I'm trying to say? So the world celebrates only originality. If you're looking forward to be a photocopy in 2023, this is time to quit that kind of ideology. This is a time to throw that ideology into the dustbin. In 2023, make a decision that you must be unique. Must. As a matter of shorty, you must be unique. You must stand out. Okay? That's the only way that the world will celebrate you. Okay? Number seven is another weird one. Now, number 7 is really another weird one, but somehow I think somebody needs to hear this. Number 7, in 2023, start a YouTube channel. In 2023, start a YouTube channel. Let me tell you what that does for you. I already told you that you need to develop your camera confidence, okay? And when I mean start a YouTube channel, I don't mean start a channel that you're hoping to monetize in the future, or for any form of financial reason or something like that. No. The reason I'm saying this is, with the way the world is going now, if nobody is telling you, I'm telling you now, the world is going digital. People's attention span is being depleted at the speed of light daily. People's attention span is being divided into 3, not even 2, divided into 3 every 3 months. Have you even noticed it that even you, not just anybody, you, if you're let's say you're scrolling on Instagram, watching maybe reels, or watching some form of comedy on Facebook, wherever, as you're scrolling so fast that you can't even finish. For instance, let's say you see a 2 minutes video. 2 minutes video now looks so long. See, like 5 years, 10 years ago, when you see 5 years ago, when you see a 10 minutes video, 10 minutes maybe stand-up comedy, you be like, 10 minutes is not is even short. You can sit down and watch it and finish it, watch it to the end. But now currently, nobody has the patience to wait for you to act something for 10 minutes or say anything for 10 minutes. If you can't capture the attention and say everything you want to say in 1 minute, your attention your people have lost interest in whatever it is you have to say. You understand? So you have to develop the ability, develop the skills to actually know how to document your thoughts. It's very simple. Start up a YouTube channel. Maybe on your work day, just say anything. Take your phone, just say, okay, this is me, I'm going to work today. So today I'm trying to inspire you guys to learn how to walk fast when you're walking on the road, because I was walking on the road today. I saw this back by the road and I started to walk faster and blah 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 blah. That's all. Just post it on your YouTube channel. Now, what that does for you is you are actually developing a skill that you would need later in the future. You are doing it not for the content, not for people to even watch it, but for that skill to be developed. It can, even if it's not a YouTube channel, maybe somewhere else, but just open somewhere that you, a social media platform that you just document your thoughts. Learn how to just talk on camera. Learn how to just say something on camera. You understand? It's a skill that would be life changing for you. That would actually be really would be as a matter of life and death in a few years to come, because a lot of business would die. A lot of business that don't have online presence would die in let's say 5 years max. A lot of business that don't have online presence would die in 5 years time. So these are skills that you need to develop. Let's keep going. Number eight, develop a structured plan for your growth and self-development. Now, take note of the word structured plan. Habit grows on structures. Okay, habits and disciplines grow on structure. If you don't know how to set up a structure around something that you want to be doing, let me give you my own structure. Okay, for instance, when I woke up in the morning, first thing I do is I go to that other room. I don't know why, but first time I wake up, I go to the other room. I go in there with a book. Okay, spend let's say 5-10 minutes there. I've read like let's say 5 chapters of 5 pages of any book I'm reading at the time. Then I come out. Sometimes I take my bath, then come out. I pray. If my wife is awake, then we pray together. If she's not, then I just keep reading till anytime she wakes up. Then we pray together. Once we're done praying, I move again to the bathroom to brush my teeth. As I'm brushing, I'm playing tapes. Because between brushing and taking my bath is like 30 minutes. That's 30 minutes of feeding my mind. I don't miss it. Every single morning between brushing and taking my bath, taking your bath, cleaning your body, maybe putting on perfume, dressing up to go out, go to work. That's any day I'm actually going to the office, or even any part, whether I'm going to the office or not. Any particular day, I'm actually between brushing and taking my bath. I have like 30-45 minutes to feed my mind. So I play tapes. I watch I put on motivational, things on YouTube. Just be listening. This is a routine that has been in my life for 9 years now. This I'm telling you is a 9 years natural practice. Anytime I, for any reason, enter the bathroom and nothing is playing in my ear, it feels weird. Like it feels wrong. It feels like I'm doing something wrong, because over the years I've made it to transcend just a habit. It has become a structure for me. It has become a structure of life for me. You understand? So growth happens on structures. So if you want to build something, if you want to start up something big or do something big in 2023, you need to build structures around the habits and the disciplines that will naturally sponsor those kind of traits you're looking for. No tree grows without watering. If you decide not to water the tree, it will not grow. So watering the tree can be likened to setting up a structure for that tree to grow. And the tree in this context, we're talking about your goals, your plans for the year. So you need to set up a structure that naturally, unconsciously, in my car, once I enter my car, my Wi-Fi automatically connects to my what's it called? What's that thing called again? To my Android screen. Okay, immediately I click on YouTube. Continue listening to whatever message, whatever motivational tip I was listening on YouTube. I watch it on my way to work. That has been the structure of my life, like naturally. So it's not like I wake up in the morning and I'm now like, what do I do with my time now? I already have a structure that is running or is unconscious. You understand? It's an unconscious thing. So it has become a structure. So that whether I like it or not, every single day before the end of the day, I've watched like maybe 7 8 sometimes, okay, let me not be, sometimes it's 7 8 9 10 motivational, inspirational documentaries, but on the average day, let's just keep it at 3. So between my brushing and by the time I'm getting to work, or maybe a day I want to step out of the house, I have a meeting somewhere, or maybe I want to go to the office, between just brushing and getting to the office, I already listen to like 3 2, let me just give it at 2 documentaries, inspirational messages, tips, sermons that are already stirring up my heart, stirring up my faith. You understand? So, because a lot of people you don't know what motivation and inspiration can do to you. Some people will tell you motivation doesn't last, that it's short-lived. But the truth is this: I mean, motivation is just like taking your bait. Just because you took your bait in the morning doesn't mean that you won't take your bait tomorrow. You take your bait every single day because it's that important. So if your mind is important to you, you make plans to water it daily for it to become much more fruitful. So develop a structure that will help your growth and your self-development. Okay. Number 9. My God, we have 10 minutes now to round this up. Number 9, make plans to improve your health. Health is wealth. When I started my office, when I started setting up my office and all, I already had a budget for actually setting up the office. I already have a budget for really setting up the office, and the money was coming as I was doing the whole project. But at some time I got sick, and even with all the money I had available to set up that office, because I ended up spending like way above my budget to set up the office. Close to about $13,000 was what I used to actually set up my current office now. So, but I felt sick at the time, and guess what? Everything I was doing totally, I had to attend to my health first. I had to attend to my health. So at any point you decide not to take your health serious, whatever it is that looks like progress to you doesn't taste as good again. At the time when I was in sick bed, I just wanted to, there was nothing I wanted in this world than to just leave that hospital. Like to leave that hospital. Added to the fact that the hospital we even went to, like those guys, we just spent 3 days there. 3 days spent close to 300,000 naira just for 3 days. I mean, so I just wanted to leave there. I was sick, but the fact that this guy wanted to suck life out of me was much more even frustrating. So, but I just wanted to be well. Okay, so as much as we are pursuing success in 2023, make time for your health. Okay. Number 10, do a self-analysis. Oh my God, I wish I had more time to spend on this one. Before you enter 2023, do a self-analysis. What I mean by self-analysis is, number 1, ask yourself questions like, what was your greatest breakthrough in 2023? Because when you know the things that made you happy in 2023, it becomes much more easy to know the actions to repeat to get those kind of results again. Know the kind of, your greatest breakthrough in 2023. What were the actions that gave you like your greatest breakthrough? What was your happiest moment? Things like that, questions like that. It gives you an idea into the actions that you need to put on repeat in 2023. Now, another thing under self-analysis, what was your greatest battle? Like, what was your most challenging period of 2022? What was your most challenging period? Me, I have mine. I know there are some lessons I learned this year, like the hard way. Lessons like, don't spend money that is not money that you're expecting. You know, that kind of thing where you're expecting money, but because you're expecting money, now you are spending the one you have, hoping that this one will enter. That was my greatest undoing in 2023. 2023, that was my greatest undoing. Okay, so find out the mistakes that you made in 2023 that you must not repeat in 2022, that you must not repeat in 2023. Number 3, what are the unconscious factors that are ruling you that you are not aware of? During yourself, I had a very extensive discussion with my wife yesterday. We talked about some of the unconscious things that we do and we have been doing that we didn't even know that they are unconscious. For some of you, in fact, let me use myself as an example. Then you find out. I know, as I'm telling you my own, I know you'll be finding out your own. I lived in a family where my mom is a kind of person that if we buy anything in the house, it must not waste. It must not waste. If we buy, let's say, if we go to market, for instance, if she goes to market, not me, if she goes to market and buys something, they will wrap it around in a carton or in a leather. That leather or that carton, she must keep it somewhere. If there are clothes that she doesn't like wearing, like she just keeps old, like you just sometimes when you go to my mom's shoe rack, you see old shoes that you're just wondering, why not just throw it away? But that's just her kind of person. You just like keeping things. You understand? She just like keeping things. Okay, if she buys this one, she will keep. Buy this one, keep. She doesn't just like throwing things away, wasting things. You understand? Now I found out that unconsciously I had carried that trait. If I buy anything, like when I wanted to move from Makurdi to Abuja, every single thing I packed was inside the carton. My fridge, the carton was still available. I put inside the carton. The TV, the carton was available. The there's this table I have that is set up. The carton was available. Even the fan, down to the standing fan, the carton was available. Because unconsciously I had begun to just copy what I saw my mom do. You understand? So I'm a very, very careful person in terms of I can give you receipt of the first phone I ever bought with my money. If I search very well in this house, now I can give you that receipt. That's my kind of person. And it's something I learned to do unconsciously. You understand? Recently, when we even fixed an air condition in at the office, I carried the carton. It's still here in my hands. It's just unconscious. You understand? Now there are a lot of things that if you really check very well, there are a lot of things that you're doing that are unconscious too. Even you don't know why you're doing them, but you just do them. You understand? So find out those things, the ones that are helping you, the ones that are not helping you, and keep the ones that are not helping you aside. Okay. Number 11, develop a side income, an online side income. COVID taught us a lot of things. It was in COVID that COVID was like the beginning of a new era for the whole world. We found out that it is possible that every business you're currently doing right now can be done online. Whatever business it is you are doing currently can still be done online. It was after COVID, I think, was it Twitter or YouTube, one of those big social media companies finally told their staff that no need for the physical office, everybody work from home. Because at the beginning they felt like, okay, this is our office, everybody comes to work in the morning. But COVID opened everybody's eye to the fact that whatever business we are doing, we can still do it online. You understand? So whatever business you're doing currently, find a way to push it online. Okay, find a way to, even if you're still maintaining the physical structure, find a way to make sure that you can still deliver the service online. Okay, and find a way to develop an income through that stream. Number 12, we're already rushing. God, these ones are I'm supposed to take more time. My god, these things are burning. Number 12, make a list of the things that you must stop doing in 2023. Make a list of things that you must stop doing in 2023, and I put a slash here. Make a list of people that you must forgive in 2023. Make a list of people that you must forgive in 2023. You must not carry that those grudges, those evil, jealous things, into 2023. Okay, make a list of people that you must forgive before you move into the year 2023. I heard of a woman that actually had cancer or something. So a particular pastor came to pray for her, counseling her and all of that. And she thought like she was dying. Then there was this person, during the counseling section, she related to the pastor how that this particular person hurt her, did her wrong, did her this one. So pastor just told her, okay, just forgive and all of that. So led her in the prayer. she forgave the lady and freed her mind, and that was when she began to recover from cancer. In fact, studies show that your mental health and your emotions have a way of multiplying sicknesses in your body. You understand? So, by all means, if you have any person to forgive in 2022, forgive that person before you move into 2022. Okay? Number 13. Number 13, you must have a spiritual covering and you must have a circle of vision-driven friends. I wish I had more time to talk about spiritual covering, but we're already out of time. But if you don't at the moment, you should have a spiritual covering. Have a pastor who speaks over your life. Have a pastor who prophesies over your life. Have a pastor who you can speak to. Have a pastor who prays over you. Some of those things, we live in times now where a lot of people just believe in, okay, I can serve God in the comfort of my home. I don't need to go to church. God, don't follow those kind of mindsets. Let me tell you the truth. A lot of the things that changed for me was I was already doing a lot of things at the time, but I wasn't just seeing results until I connected fully to the person I refer to you today as my spiritual father. A lot of changed for me. A whole lot of things changed. There are a lot of prophetic moments I've had that really shifted me. And if you don't have a covering over your life, those are things that you just keep missing. You understand? There are a lot of things that are possible for you, but you just can't move into those possibilities without somebody speaking over your life. You understand? So these are things that you must have. So basically, okay, spiritual covering and a circle of vision-driven friends. I'm coming to vision-driven friends now. See, you're a summary of, you're an average of the 10 people that you hang around with. If I can look at all your friends and divide both their character, their habits by 2, I can tell you with certainty who you are. If you're not spending time with people who inspire you, people who push you to do better, people who push you to be better, 2022 will just be like 2023 for you. Develop a circle of friends who are doing something, who are doing big things. Somebody said if you are the biggest fish in the pond, then that pond is not for you. If you're the biggest person that's in your circle of friends, every time you move around your circle of friends, they're always telling you, hey, the Oga is here. Oga, you are in a very small circle. Your circle is small. When you hang around your friends, it's not every time you should be around friends that are always, hey. You should hang around friends that sometimes when you stay around them, you just couple, you just be humble. You just humble yourself and know that you have not started life. You understand? This happened a lot to me in fact, just changing environment can do this for you. When I was in Makurdi, when I was still staying in Makurdi, by the time I come, God, you need to change circle, I'm telling you. Sometimes then, when, some of my friends, will just come around my house. And for crying out loud, I was living in a 1-bedroom flat. That's 1 bedroom, then parlor, guest toilet, then my room with self-contained toilet and bedroom inside. Sometimes when then some of my friends will come around, they'll be like, say, you are living big, you're living large, 1-room apartment. So it was when I now moved to Abuja. My God, I pitied myself. I was just pitying myself. I was like, 1-room apartment. My God, if you keep hanging around people who are just like you, people who are starting life like you, you will not grow. You need to see. I have we used to be very close friends, but I'm not just that close currently. So by the time I moved to Abuja, I used to just come to his house, just go to his house, just to be inspired, just to feel inspired, like just be inspired. By the time I look at the cars he's driving, his life, I just feel inspired. I just feel inspired. So don't hang around people who are always hailing you. If they're always hailing you, Oga, you are not growing. If you're always around people that are always the boss man. Let me leave it at that laugh. That laugh says it all. Number 14, fast and pray. See, guys, let me tell you the truth. They play. Let me tell you the truth. There are some level of success that you cannot have and that you cannot attain if you're not able to tap into the advantage that is available for you in the realm of the spirit. Every highly successful person you see out there is helped by the spirit, is helped by the spirit realm, whether they are aware of it or not. Helped by the spirit realm, whether the positive spiritual realm or the negative, whether they are aware of it or not. Fortunately, most of us that have already come into light, you understand, the difference between light and darkness. You understand? It now behooves you to consciously take advantage of what is available for you in the spirit realm to make these things work for you, to make success work for you. Number 14 is fast and pray. Fast and pray / find out the will of God. Okay, that's it. Number 14, make sure you end the year fasting and praying. A lot of the things by God's grace I enjoy today, because to an extent, in as much as inside my mind, inside my mind, like I feel like I've done nothing. I might be worth like really good money to some people, though. You understand? I might be worth, if I should be able to calculate, okay, my worths and all, I might be actually worth like good money. But inside my mind, if you know how bad I feel about some things that I assume that I should be doing by now that I'm not doing, you just know that my mind is way ahead where I am currently. But however, when I was back on campus, I don't travel all through my days on campus. The 5 years I spent doing a medical course, I don't go on holidays. All the holidays I spent my holidays in school. In fact, I'll be the only one in my hostel. I'll be the only one in my entire vicinity, because the medical campus was inside the village. So I will be the only one in that like you can walk like 1 kilometer without seeing a single soul. I'll spend the time just praying and fasting, just for the following semester. Some of the things that I enjoy today, some of the privileges I feel that I enjoy today that the average person my age is not seeing, some of the results I'm seeing very much easily that a lot of people at my age are not seeing, is simply because of the things I learned, the things I heard from God during those times. I can attribute my success level currently to every single thing that I prayed and fasted for when I was on campus, and the things I've prayed and fasted even after I left campus. So if you must enter the year and finish the year 2023 successfully, don't downplay the place of fasting and prayer. Before this year end, you must, this is a matter of must, take out 7 days, at least 7 days to fast and pray. Currently, as we speak, I've even forgotten the day now. This is like the how many days we have to the end of the year? This is 17th. We have 13 days. 13, 40. This is the 29th, 27th day of fasting that I'm currently on. Success is not by joke. This is the 27th day. In fact, actually more than 27 because I was already on a long fast before we now started a general fast as a congregation and all. So probably if I should calculate all that, I will probably be close, maybe 35 days prolonged fast like that. You understand? So enter the year praying and fasting. Have at least 7 days or 3 days, even if you just do 3 days, the last 3 days of the year, take it to pray and fast. Don't enter the year blindly. Don't enter not knowing the will of God for you for next year. You understand? If you know the will of God, it makes a lot of things much more easier to you. There are a lot of things that would not just catch your attention. I was sorely tempted to travel out of the country, like leave the country this year. But anytime I look at the will of God and talk to God about it, I just know this is not the time. You understand? Listen, I'm telling you, 80%, I kid you not, 80% of my classmates are currently in the UK. It's just a matter of writing an exam online. And in 2 months, I'm in UK. But by the time you look into the will of God, you will find much more fulfillment. Some of those guys, some of my friends are even out now. I'm enjoying life here in Nigeria more than they are enjoying. You understand? So if you find out the will of God, it's much more easier for you to find fulfillment in life. Okay? Now finally, number 15, hear from God. Before you enter the year 2023, you need to hear from God. Okay? You need to pray, ask God to speak to you. Now, there are 2 types of goals. Number 1 type of goal is the goal that gives you a goal that you have to pursue. Okay, that's the first kind of goal. A goal that you wake up every morning, you have to pursue it. Now, there's a second type of goal that you don't need to pursue. It pulls you. Those kind of purpose, that kind of drive can only come from God. That when you wake up in the morning, you are naturally driven. You don't need to. When I wake up in the morning, I wake up joyful. In fact, God, recently I think I was brushing my teeth and I was just angry. Like, guess what my anger was? My anger was that why do we have 24 hours in the day? Because I feel like 24 hours is short for the things I want to do, or the things I want to do daily. 24 hours is short. I was quarreling my wife, not like quarrel anyway, but I was telling her this morning that I feel angry that I'm not waking up early. But the truth is, I sleep late. I sleep very late. I sleep around 2 a.m. in the morning, and I'm not the kind of person that will tell you, you have to not sleep. You have to sleep is for losers. Blah blah blah. Okay, me, I like sleep. So anytime I sleep by 2, there's no how I can wake up by 6. So most days, on a very regular day, my waking up time is like 7 o'clock, 7:30, because I need to get, like, my brain needs to rest. You understand? So it becomes much more painful to me daily that I just have 24 hours, and I can't do without this 6 hours sleep at least. And I don't want, not like I can't do anything about it. I can decide to force myself to wake up much, but I don't want to, because this my brain needs to rest. Okay, for the kind of things I do, man, my brain needs to rest. You understand? But I mean, that was just a side, a detour. So what I'm actually saying, this last point, is actually you need to hear from God. Okay, where you hear from God, it gives you pull power. The vision that God gives you, the things that He says to you, are the things that drives you. Bible speaking in Mark chapter 1 verse 12 says that the Spirit, drove Jesus Christ into the wilderness to pray. The kind of vision that drives you, that makes you wake up every morning with enthusiasm, make you wake up with zest, can only come from God. Those kind of vision, those kind of thoughts, those kind of plans can only come from God. So this is 9 o'clock. So thank you for catching this vibe this night. Okay, I would have actually wanted us to just end this with prayer, which we'll do shortly. But before we pray, if you have a question or you have a contribution or you learn something, we'll be ending this thing in like 15 minutes. 15 minutes, we are out of this place. In fact, 15 minutes is too long. What am I saying? 15 minutes. 10 minutes. 5 minutes, sorry. 9:05, we are out. So if you have a question, drop it now with fire. Drop it right away. So we'll end this. If you have a question, drop it sharp. Let's take questions immediately and get going. So if you got value, let me know that you got value. If there's any particular point that stands out for you, drop it on the chat. If you learned one particular, in fact, everyone, I want you to drop one particular, like, what is the most striking thing you learned this night? What is the most striking thing that you learned this night? Just drop it on the chat. The most striking. Okay, you can drop it in one word. If it is consistency, if it is prayer, if it is fasting, like what is that thing? That one word. Okay, somebody says nothing grows within your comfort zone. Excellent takeaway. Excellent. So structure. Okay, somebody said structure. Oh wow, it's like you put this structure. Something was very striking. Miracle is also saying develop a structured plan for your goals. Excellent. Okay, any other person, let's know your greatest takeaway from tonight. Somebody said if you are the boss in your circle, you dey play. Just dey play. If you are the boss in your circle, just dey play. Okay. So Gift is saying if nothing is changing inside of you, that means nothing will change around you. Fantastic. Every high achiever today has been helped by a spiritual force, consciously or unconsciously. Fantastic. Okay, somebody is saying point number 2, point number 6, point number 7, and point number 12. Let me check those. Okay, 2 talks about the books to read. 6, be unique. 7, start a YouTube channel. Fantastic. That's good. Please do start a YouTube channel. Number 12, make a list of the things that you must stop doing and you must forgive. Fantastic. Value check. Most striking, have a vision board. Excellent. So thank you all. I'm very happy that we all got value. So let me just end this quickly with a very short prayer, and then I'll just make one announcement before you go. Father, we thank you for tonight. Thank you for blessing us. Thank you for teaching us. Thank you for these instructions. We ask, Lord, for grace. We ask, Lord, for spiritual empowerment. We ask for your help. We ask for your mercy. That everything that we've learned tonight, that we'll practice, even before we enter the year 2023, we ask the Lord that our spiritual ears be open to hear what you want us to do and to hear your will in 2023. And that our spiritual eyes be open to see what 2023 holds for us and how to maximize it. And we pray that the strength to put these things to practice without any form of distractions, we receive grace, we receive strength, we receive empowerment from the Spirit. Thank you, precious Father. In Jesus Christ, precious name we pray. Amen. So thank you guys for joining. So before we go, remember that our book review will be on the 30th. I was actually contemplating on not doing this book review for this particular month, because 30th, I know a lot of people, there's a lot of eating and drinking going around during that time. So I wouldn't want to distract you guys from your family and all of that. So it's still tentative. Okay, that 30th is still tentative. I'll just be checking the gathering of the clouds. Okay, if it's fine, we might do the book review, but even if not, please read that book. I've already told you the only way that you can develop your mind, the only way you can convince your mind to accept success, because a lot of people want success, but their mind is not convinced enough to accept opportunities that will grant them the kind of success they have. So your brain is self-sabotaging you. You understand what I'm trying to say? You want something. This is the kind of job you're looking for. This is the kind of partners, the kind of business you're looking to do. But your brain has not accepted the fact that you actually want this, or you need it bad enough. So when opportunities that come for you to actually step in and do those kind of businesses, have those kind of partners, connect with those kind of people, your brain starts self-sabotaging. your brain start finding reasons to convince you that, Kai, this is not for you, this is not your circle, this is not the kind of people that will love to talk to you, this is not the kind of people that will love to hang around you. Your brain will just give you reasons to just sabotage that opportunity. Okay, so you need to read, convince your brain that this thing is possible, and you too can have it, just like every other person that did it. There was nothing special about them. Okay, so please read that book. Please read it. Okay, How Successful is a very short book, really short. Please do well to read it. How many of you promise to read that book before the end of the year? Somebody on the group already offered to actually buy the book, and for those who are actually looking for the book. Okay, so if you're looking for the book, please, there's somebody on the chat. Maybe I'll just highlight that guy, or maybe you can find it. He offer, just scroll up. He offered to get the book for anyone that wants. He can waive it to anybody that wants to buy. I'm not in any way affiliated to the guy, but two people I think have confirmed that he actually delivers. So please read that book. Leaders are readers. Readers are leaders. Leaders are readers. Okay, so that's it. Thank you. Have a wonderful night. We love you. So see you guys next year. Cheers. Oh boy.